Hello and welcome back to This Week at Endicott. I'm Maya Gerard.
And I'm Brianna Marr. Let's look at what's happening this week across campus.
On Wednesday at 6:15 p.m. in the chapel, EC is Kind presents a program on how you can get involved with various organizations. Stop by to learn about all the amazing opportunities. At 6:30, SGA presents Endicott Town Hall in Locale. Come by and talk with SGA, Dr. Wiley, and members of the administration to learn more about what's happening across campus.
7 p.m. STEM Lecture Series presents Dave Mooney, who will be discussing bioengineered cancer therapies. This will be taking place in the LSB auditorium. At 8 p.m., the Outdoor Adventure Club will be holding a members meeting in the LSB lobby. Stop by and learn more about Outdoor Adventure Club.
On Thursday at 11 a.m., enjoy some delicious smoothie samples and learn about composting at the Natural Smoothie Bar. At 4:30, head over to game night at the Beverly Senior Center where you can unwind with a fun old-fashioned board game. Transportation is provided. Sign up to volunteer through your Blue Buzz email.
At 4:45 p.m., NSCDC is holding their first Thursday community series featuring Settlers of Catan, Civilization, The Seven Wonders, Risk, and Guillotine. This will take place in LSB 347. At 6:30, head over to the chapel for Spiritual Solutions for Life's Challenges with Reverend Gail Cantor. At 8 p.m., Late Night Loca will be hosting its Stranger Thursdays with a Black Mirror Marathon and M&Ms. At 9 p.m., it's 21 Plus Night in Gullies.
On Friday, starting at 9 a.m., there are many opportunities to get involved around the community. Check your Blue Buzz email for more details on how to volunteer. At 5 p.m., the Jewish community presents a Shabbat dinner with the Intercultural Club, with music by Constellation. This will take place in the chapel.
At 6:30, it's bingo night in Loca. Join the rest of campus for a fun night of bingo with our friends from the ARC. Northeast ARC delivers lifelong support services to people with developmental challenges. You can sign up to help volunteer through your Blue Buzz email. At 8 p.m., Late Night Loca presents Dr. Seuss Day with movies and a pancake bar.
On Saturday at 7:30 a.m., the Waterville Valley Ski Trip bus will be leaving the Post Center bus stop. Tickets are $50 and include your lift tickets and transportation. The bus will leave Waterville Valley at 3:30. Purchase your tickets through your Blue Buzz email. At 8:30 a.m., volunteer with Habitat for Humanity's open build activities. Check your Blue Buzz for more details.
At 1 p.m., come cheer on your fellow Gulls as men's volleyball takes on Elms in the McDonald Gymnasium. At 2 p.m., Relay for Life presents Inner Cycle Spin Class Fundraiser. The suggested donation is $15, and you must sign up through your Blue Buzz email before attending the class.
At 8 p.m., grab your friends for a great night of fun as Late Night Loca is celebrating the upcoming spring break with mocktails, pizza, and popcorn. CAB will also be hosting Blacklight Mini Golf during these festivities. On Sunday at 9 a.m., the Endicott Equestrian Team has a home show located at 240 Andover Street in Georgetown. Come check it out.
On Sunday at noon, Cradles to Crayons is looking for some volunteers. Check your Blue Buzz email for more information. Also at noon, head over to the North Field where baseball will be taking on Stevens Institute. Come show your support for our fellow Gulls.
At 4:45 p.m., sign up to volunteer at the St. Peter's Dinner Serving in Beverly, Mass. Tasks include meal prep, serving, mingling with guests, and cleanup. Transportation is provided. Email arhodes@endicott.edu if you are interested.
This Monday, President's Ball tickets go on sale through the Blue Buzz. President's Ball is on Saturday, April 7th. Tickets are just $10 with all proceeds being donated to Relay for Life. Also on Monday, the Christian Community Group on campus is meeting at 8 p.m. in the chapel.
On Tuesday, starting at 5 p.m., grab a tasty burrito while helping to support Alternative Spring Break at the Chipotle on Dodge Street in Beverly. At 6 p.m., find out about all the great clubs in the School of Communication in AC 261. EC Radio, The Agency, and ECTV all boast cool people and fun opportunities beyond the classroom.
At 7:30 p.m., stop by Lower Callahan for S'mores and Friends presented by CAB. Then at 8 p.m., it's Trivia Night in Gullies.
Now let's send it over to EC Sports with Matt Pritchard.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of EC Sports. For ECTV, I'm Matt Pritchard. The dance program claimed their 8th straight UDA New England Regional title this past Sunday. They claimed first place honors in Open Jazz and Palm, as well as Best Choreography Award for their jazz routine. Women's ice hockey is the last remaining winter sport as they are the number 2 seed headed into the CHC semifinals, hosted by Morrisville State. They will face off versus SUNY Canton on Saturday with a trip to the championship on the line on Sunday. The men's ice hockey season came to an end as they fell to UNE 4-1. The team finished 18-6-3 overall. There is still a possibility of an at-large bid into the NCAA tournament. The men's basketball team fell to Nichols for the second straight season in the CCC final. The team finishes 19-9 overall. On the women's side of things, they fell to Roger Williams in the CCC semifinals and finished their season 17-10 overall. Troy Reardon was named NECC Player of the Week as the men's volleyball team went 2-0 with wins versus Dean College and Eastern Nazarene. They traveled to Newbury College before they returned home Saturday to host the game of the season versus Elms. Men's tennis fell to Bentley 9-0 behind a valiant effort from senior Chris Kirkpatrick. They'll travel to Babson on Saturday. The men's lacrosse team fell to number 19 Stevens 14-4. They will look to bounce back as they travel to Union today. The women's lacrosse team opened up their season as they travel to Wheaton for a 7 o'clock battle tonight. And the baseball team will also open up their season this week on Sunday, weather pending of course, versus Stevens Institute at 12 p.m. And that'll do it for this week in EC Sports. For ECTV, I'm Matt Pritchard. Good luck to all our girls this week.
Now let's take it to Get Agricultured with Amy.
Hello and welcome back to Get Agricultured. I'm Amy and this week we are talking about hydroponics. What is hydroponics? Hydroponics is a kind of hydroculture, which is the method of growing plants without soil and instead using material nutrient solutions in water. This works well because if you give a plant exactly what it needs, when it needs it, the plant will be as healthy as genetically possible. A plant that grows in soil has a much more difficult time getting what it needs to grow, whereas hydroponic plants are grown with a perfectly balanced pH adjusted nutrient solution. This allows a plant to take up its food with very little effort, as opposed to growing in soil where the roots must search out nutrients and extract them. There are 6 different basic systems of hydroponics: wick, water culture, ebb and flow, drip, NFT, and aeroponics. The wick system is the simplest system and is passive, which means there are no moving parts. The nutrient solution is drawn into the growing medium from the reservoir. The water culture system uses a platform to hold the plants. They use a styrofoam platform that floats directly on the nutrient solution. An air stone produces bubbles that carry the nutrient solution and supplies oxygen to the roots of the plant. The ebb and flow system works by temporarily flooding the growing tray with the nutrient solution and then drains the solution back into the reservoir. This action is connected to a timer that goes off several times a day, depending on the size and plant. The drip system is one of the most widely used types of hydroponics. A timer controls a submerged pump that drips the nutrient solution onto each plant base. The NFT, which stands for Nutrient Film Technique, has a constant flow of nutrient solution, so no timer is required. The nutrient solution is pumped into the growing tray and flows over the roots and then drains back into the reservoir. The last system is aeroponic and is probably the most high-tech system in hydroponic gardening. Roots hang from the air and are misted with the solution, which is done every few minutes by a timer. That's all I have for you on this week on Get Agricultured. Stay pumped and have a waterful Wednesday.
Earlier this week, I had the opportunity to interview Hugh Hinton and Drayson Blount from Core Ensemble on their performance of Ebony Embers in the VPAC. Let's take a look. Hi, I'm Maya, and I'm here with Drayson Blount and Hugh Hinton from Core Ensemble. And just have a few quick questions. How did you guys get involved with Core Ensemble?
Well, I've actually been involved with Core Ensemble since its founding, more years ago than I'd probably like to admit at this point. But we've been touring all around the United States. We've actually performed in all 50 states and internationally as well. And delighted to take our productions around to different colleges all around the country and really around the world. We really focus on performing at colleges so that we can spread something that we think is educational and entertaining as well. And we're delighted to have Drayson.
Yes, I pretty much went the traditional actor route. You know, I live in New York City. I went to a website that actors go to look for roles. I applied, they called me in for an audition, and got the part. So it's pretty much how I joined the Corps, and this is my 3rd year doing the tour, and yeah, it's just enjoy it more and more every year, and it's just been a great experience.
All right. One specific for you. In your bio, it said that you traveled the world and performed. What was that like?
Well, it's great to see different cultures, different parts of the world. You know, internationally, Corps Ensemble has been to Russia, Ukraine. I also have performed in Japan, Korea, throughout some of the Middle East as well, which I could tell you a lot of stories about being in Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and places like that. But what's really fascinating is just seeing, you know, how different parts of the world really are, and it can be really eye-opening.
Cool. And then, do you have any favorite lines from the performance tonight, like the poems that you recited in there? Do you have any favorite lines?
Well, I would say my favorite, probably most of my favorite things come from Langston Hughes. He's probably the most famous character, well, the most famous artist in this performance. And, you know, I've been reading his poetry for quite some time and just really have been into it. And actually, I didn't really know any of the other artists, so doing this show kind of really opened me up to these other artists and their work. And I think one line that really I do enjoy is one that Claude says and that Aaron says, that, you know, an ember in me smolders to regain its fire, because what is and what has been have not yet conquered my desire. And I think there's also a reason why that line is said twice. And yeah, I think that's probably the one that really resonates with me the most right now.
All right, well, thank you both, and back to the desk. That's all we have for this week, girls.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.